You spent your early years in Memphis,
Mm-hmm.
home of Stax
Mm-hmm.
Records. So let me ask you this: any musical influences in your family before you pick up the bass?
My dad played banjo, and my grandmother, Maggie Howard, played piano and wrote songs. And it often comes to me what a tragedy. It's just I feel so bad about. My grandmother was born during a time where it was not slavery. Slavery had ended, but she grew up on a farm, and the only way they could do anything was to pick cotton.
In Memphis. In Memphis?
In West Memphis.
West Memphis.
Yeah, West Memphis, across the bridge.
Her name was Maggie Howard.
Maggie Howard. Mm-hmm.
You felt that because of the era she was born in.
The era, the timing, all of it was bad for her and very frustrating because she was a musician. She had music in her, lyrics, melodies. She was writing songs. And what happened, the story my brother told me, was that she submitted songs to a publishing house in Memphis, across the bridge over in Memphis. And the guy loved her songs, and he said, look, we have to make demos of these. We'll get a professional piano to play them, professional singer to sing them, but you need to pay us money and charge her, $10 per song.
Mm-hmm.
And between me and you, I have no idea how much cotton you got to pick to get $10 to pay a publishing company in Memphis. So it was all bad. And she did have a couple of songs. She paid them to do a couple of songs. And of course, they didn't do anything with them.
They got the $10.
Yeah, I mean, there's the end of the road. The end of the road was too close to her. There was no avenues for her music.
No outlet for her.
Yeah, very frustrating.
Did you grow up with her in Memphis?
Yes, I did.
And you experienced her writing these songs? You were there?
No, there was never a piano in our house, so I never heard her play. But she was a very mean woman.
Really?
Very mean. She has a reputation in our family.
Wow. Well, I mean, the frustrations of that time come out on people in different ways.
I picked cotton till I left almost West Memphis. My dad left when I was 3 because of my grandmother was so mean to him that he just left. He couldn't take it anymore. He couldn't take the stress.
Is that in
her.
L.A.?
No, this is still in West Memphis.
1
year to 9 years old. He left when I was 3, and he went back to Florida or somewhere. He just left the family.
So did you ever see your father play the banjo?
No, I never saw him play.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I was too little when he left. But my brother told me they had get out on the porch. Him and another, I don't know if it was a relative, but a guy who lived down the street had a washboard, and he would do the rhythm,
right?
And Dad would do the banjo. Somebody would sing. They had it going on, a little jam session.
Right.
When I did turn 9, my mom decided that she didn't want her kids in West Memphis around this. She wanted something better for them. And she decided to move out west because one of my brothers had been in L.A. and brought my sister there, and they both loved it. And my sister called my mom and said, hey, we need to get out of West Memphis and come out here. There's more opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
When May and Bobby and Thelma, everybody start growing up, you're going to want them to be here. And I actually had started playing guitar at 5 years old.
Really?
Yeah, there was an old black man that used to be like 3 or 4 houses down from me on the right.
Mm-hmm.
And he would sit out on a porch with a big fat Gibson guitar, and just go-dum, 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 go-dum. Just play honky-tonk blues, pat his foot. And man, I would go sit under him and just watch. And I was fascinated. Blues, music, blues. I was like, oh man, I want to do this. And I look at his hand, I could see what his hands was doing. I went, you know what, I think I can do that. So I spent the next 3-4 months begging my mom, who didn't have no money, because we picking cotton. Mama, please, I want a guitar. Mama, please get me a guitar. Mama, please, 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 please. Every day I begged her.
Wow. Wow.
At Christmas, she went to Sears. There was no store, but there was you go in this little thing and they have a catalog.
Right.
And you look through the catalog and then you order it with the clerk, pay for it, and they delivered it. There's no store, but you could order.
An Amazon of that time.
Yeah, they're Amazon. Right. So Christmas came. My mom, she bought me a little Roy Rogers guitar about that big. Had a picture of Roy on his horse, and that was my first guitar, man. 6 strings. Plastic, little catgut plastic strings, but you could tune it up, and you could actually play it. So I took it to the old man. He showed me how to tune it up, and I sat there on the steps with him. And we played blues.
So you started when you were 5?
5 years old, 6.
As a musician?
Yeah. Maybe it's that Mississippi water.
No.
That old man that used to say, I don't know where it came from.
You sat there and watched, or maybe your grandmother?
Yeah, maybe my grandmother.
We always got to go back to the ancestors. Maybe it was your grandmother.
Maybe it's my grandmother.
But that's a common thing. It came out through you.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's deep.
There you go.
It came out.
Came out through me, yeah.
So find some peace in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
That's right.
There it is. Yeah. But she was still mean as a
I mean, imagine yourself, you didn't get this opportunity to go play with Rufus or be a part of Rufus.
Right.
What kind of guy would you might have been a little mean.
I might have been pissed off at the world.
Yeah.
Heartbroken.
Right.
Yeah, heartbroken. That's right. Stuff in you can't get it out.
And you're a victim of the times, period?
Yeah.
It's just because when you were born and the
Where
color of your skin.
The color of your skin, yeah.
That you cannot do
Wow. Man, that's deep, man. That's like, whoo. All right, I'm getting emotional here. When I was born in Memphis, grew up in West Memphis from 1 year old to 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, man, those years of my life were the best years of my life. The memories I have from that time, being a little baby boy, a toddler, all the winters and, the summers and the spring and the lightning and running up and down the street, no shoes. In front of my house, there was a ditch because there was no sewers.
It was the sewer.
It was the sewer, the ditch.
Right.
But you could walk out to the ditch and you could see tadpoles and fish in there. You could actually fish in front of my house in that ditch. So all of the things that I was exposed to, even being poor, man, I just loved growing up in West Memphis as a poor little black kid.